Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, random bots that have found their way to this video, welcome to the grand finals of the fastest chaos deathmatch tournament. For me, this has definitely been a fun journey. As the first tournament I'm involved with behind the scenes, I'm glad that we had such an amazing team performing the vast majority of those pesky, annoying administrative things that go into hosting such an event. A special shout out in no particular order to the Otter One, Black Sky, Tom Snuffles, Huggy, Lutz, and Zetnus. You guys made this tournament and my involvement in it both possible and a success. The biggest of hat tips to you gentlemen. And so after hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dead little soldiers on our screen, we finally winnowed down the field of gladiators to the two best ones. And unlike the Anglo-Swedish War of 1810, which might be the most peaceful, bloodless war in the history of the world, I expect to see lots and lots of blood spilled here today, electronically, of course. So without further ado, let's dive right into this best of 9 grand finals between Frost9 playing in teal and Daywalker playing in red. We find ourselves in game number 1 on something that looks like 4 lakes if the lakes took steroids and I guess could be walked on, right? This looks like something we walked on. And oh my god! Oh my god! The first thing we see is a amazing smoke monkey butt. Game number 1, Frost9 playing as the Bengalis in teal to the south as a elite eagle warrior already starts making his way forward to try to snipe a villager. At the same time, it looks like Frost9 Scout also killless in Seattle here as our Mayan builds a whole bunch of barracks to start pumping out those eagles, halberdiers, eagles for him. It looks like, by the way, both players started with a stable, which gives us an opportunity to see something we almost never see, which is a Mayan stable. What a cool structure. Bunch of saddles, a bunch of horses ass right next to the gold as well. And it looks like both players trying to put on the aggression against each other. No player relinquishing control, relinquishing momentum just yet. The rush distance pretty damn short with a big open field full of gold. FYI, Frost9's gold all in the forward position here, and each pile coming with a nice random 714, 1014, 417. Okay. If you're not familiar with the deathmatch tournament you are watching right now, this is a super hyper random set of maps. Not even the players, not even the casters know what the hell is going to pop out of the ether here. As elephants engage into ships, I guess they can walk on that part of the water. And more Bengali elephants are streaming forward. The eagles should come with a small attack bonus against cavalry, +4. Not too sure that's going to do much, especially now that there's champions out on the field. So our Mayan is going to be in a little bit of trouble if he just keeps producing halberdiers. What is he planning on doing? Okay, so he does have a nice counter to infantry with the plumed archer, which at this point I believe comes with a +1 or 2 bonus against infantry. But the shorter rush distance means that these elephants do not have to travel very long to get to their destination. They do not have to waddle their butts very long. A group of eagles, a flock of eagles waiting for a villager to be silly enough to go and try to build that town center. It looks like Daywalker's on the high ground, so he might take a pretty good engagement here, assuming his plumed archers are targeting champions. That being said, the absolute chonkiness of the elephants is wrecking his army, but that chonkiness is not infinite. It is running straight into 3 castles with 2 more being built right behind, and all of a sudden the Mayan army just melts into the castles where they run into. And how many trebs do we have gunning those castles down? No fewer than 8 trebs as the elephants catch a few villagers trying to construct the castle to the east here, but the 2 castles to the north, oh no, never mind, the elephant caught him and the elephant dies. If you're not familiar with what deathmatch is at this point, it is a version, a variant, a type of Age of Empires where both players start in Imperial Age, all technologies researched, all upgrades on their units already researched, and everyone starts with 20,000 wood, 20,000 food, 10,000 gold, 5,000 stone. And if you think that's a lot, take a look at the top of your left of your screen, and our Bengali has blown through 80% of his resources in 7 minutes. But I don't think he really minds. He is the one putting on the aggression here. The eagles here have been cleared up, and it looks like our Bengali is poised to take game number 1. That being said, the Mayans do nothing. The Mayans GG. Frost 9 takes game number 1 with those Bengali elephants. Man, this tournament, we've seen the Bengalis just steamroll, absolutely steamroll over their opponents. And even though it was an adorable attempt here to get some kind of water action going for our Mayan, ultimately the chunkiness of these elephants just absolutely proving way, way too powerful. And FYI, do we have Radas in melee mode? No, that's unfortunate. I wanted to see their trample damage that they do now. Could have seen that in the stats. Unfortunately, I think when they're in ranged mode, you don't get to see that. But wow, I mean, a tough matchup here for our Mayan. Their Eagle Warriors, I mean, they come with 40 more HP, but what are you going to do against champions? What's the champion's attack bonus against an Eagle Warrior? I mean, it's above 10. Oh, no, never mind, 8. Okay, why did I think it was 10 or more? I don't know. In any event, these champions and the elephant combo knock Daywalker down 1 game. And even though he tried to get some castles up, I thought for sure that this kind of constricted base with not a lot of room to operate in would help him out. A lot of castles firing, elephants clumping. I mean, look at this clump. I mean, these guys are in ranged mode, so not really relevant. But if they were in melee mode, there's elephants, there's champions. This is just a traffic jam of teal units. But in any event, with those teal units, Frost 9 in a decisive first game here, 95 champions, 93 halberdiers. We know who wins that. Kill count, not too dissimilar. And actually, with the defender's advantage, Daywalker probably should have got more kills, but unfortunately for him, he was facing off against a unit with 320 HP, so not exactly an easy target for those plumed archers that attack on a massive 9 and don't have any kind of relevant bonuses against those chunky boys, only against the champions. Okay, here we go. Game number 1 off to a fantastic start. Frost 9 takes a 1-0 lead. Let's see how these players do in game number 2. Okay, a bit of a more familiar map in game number 2. We've got a few tents, army tents, a few outposts, so players are going to be able to see, oh man, what are these, Ethiopian outposts? Frost 9 playing as the Britons in teal immediately plops down a couple of castles. His opponent, Daywalker, that's the nickname for Blade, right? In the Marvel comics, is playing as the, oh goodness gracious, the Goths. Okay. So get ready to see a giant red wave spamming forth with those anarchy / perfusion barracks that basically train units 3. I mean, look at that. Look at the bottom left of your screen. Train units literally 3 times faster than any other barracks. Even the Cuman with their speedier trained, cav archers and whatnot, they do not hold a candle to what the hell we're about to see come out of the barracks, out of the Gothic barracks. I mean, look at this already. It begins. Now, our Briton, does he have a chance here? Does he have an opportunity to get some kind of damage done? It's a very hard thing to say because sure, champions, you can go champions, but without hand cannoneers, without anything to pierce that armor of the Huskarl, Frost 9's doing a basically the best he could do here with a terrible situation, which is making a row of structures so that the Huskarls at least get softened up by the castles before they dive right in. And it looks like a few champions did chase some Huskarls here to their death underneath this, what is it called? Tarpeian Rock. And there is a helicopter now flying overhead of my condo unit. Not too sure why, not too sure if you guys can even hear it, but oh no, our Goth, I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. Look at this absolute insanity out of our Goth, who by the way still has half of his gold, half of his food, half of his wood, more than half of his stone. Frost 9's army count is a third of his opponents, a quarter of his opponents. This is literally the exact opposite of what happened last game. And it is now Daywalker instead of chunky elephants who is spamming Huskarls all the livelong day. He's starting to add champions as well. Why the hell not? Frost 9, though, not presenting a very easy target. He is garrisoning units inside his barracks. He is tired. He is done feeding them one at a time and saying synchronized attacks are the best thing in Age of Empires. The best thing in the best game in the world has to be pretty damn great. And what the hell do you do here as the Britons Now the Huskarls are here to the back. Oh no, the town center is under attack. They have to run into the castle. He's got 5 villagers, does our Frost 9. Now Daywalker doesn't have many more villagers, only 17, but take a look at the mini-map. He is expanding everywhere. He has an opportunity here to take control and seize the map as he pummels his opponent. Holy moly! This Gothic tide is not ending. It is continuing, and now it's 140 army supply to 40. Frost 9's got 4 villagers left. Where are they? One of them is trying to build a structure. He is going to run a gauntlet of Huskarls straight back to the castle. No! The Huskarl catches him. What the hell are you? Why is there a longbow here? I guess against the champions? I don't know. That's not even the benefit of the doubt here. He's going 170 champions in the production tab for our Britain. Unfortunately for him, he is still down 100 army count. And the Trebs are now beginning to shell away. I was wondering when the hell we were going to see some building destroying units here. The Huskarls, I mean, don't forget the Goths. Their infantry do come with a progressive attack bonus against buildings. +7. +7 is ridiculous. What's a Huskarl? Is it +6? Yeah, building +6. But Daywalker says that is not fast enough. I need to kill you quicker. Frost 9, though, he's not giving up. He is taking a battle here to the right side of his base. It doesn't even matter, even if he wins this battle. Actually, I was gonna say he may not win the game, but I mean, the numbers are really bad here for Frost 9. That being said, 31 army count, fighting in alleys, fighting in small clumps with defenders advantage, and the Trebs are unpacked here, or rather packed. I always get that wrong. And the red tide has stopped. So if Frost 9 can hold on here, look at the army count all of a sudden, 32 to 32. What the hell happened? Our Goth is out of food. 13 food. Sell your wood. Sell your stone. The problem for Frost 9 is, like I said, he might have won this battle here. He may be winning the center battle here, but he has no answer for these trebuchets, or maybe he does. His champions are moving out, and holy moly, construction project happening here with no fewer than 6 town centers, a castle, an archery range. Why an archery range? I guess if you've got the resources, might as well spend them. But this is enough gold, I think, for what, 30 more champions? Enough food for 20 more champions? How the hell did our Britain survive that ridiculous onslaught? I have no clue. I don't know. But the problem for Frost 9, among many, even though he has double the army supply of his opponent, is that number one, the Goths do, unlike the Britons, get hand cannoneers. So our Daywalker can actually switch and gun these champions down immediately. But the bigger issue is, take a look at the minimap. Teal has been condensed into this little nook, this little bubble on the minimap, like a one of those burnt bubbles on the edge, on the crust of a pizza. And the rest of the map belongs to Alaric the Goth, to Daywalker the Goth, who begins his pummelage yet again. And I wonder if we're just going to see one epic climactic battle. Arbalests being added in, onagers for both. The siege for both of these civilizations is nothing special, nothing to write home about. And in come the champions. Now the Britons are not without their infantry power. They do have a pristine infantry line with all upgrades available to them, which, by the way, is something the Goths do not have. And so, no surprise, our Britain just mops the floor with those Gothic infantry units. No final armor for them means that these champions made turn them into mincemeat. Holy shit. Is this going to be one of the only times where the Britons defend against the Goths? We've got a castle face-off here. What is building you? Am I going blind? Are there invisible villagers? I see the castle is... Oh, the villagers behind the sign. Okay, you can see the outline of her hammering away. That is amazing. I've never seen that. A night of firsts here. Or I stuttered at a night because I realized maybe people are watching this during the day. Maybe people are watching this a year later. And to you, those who are watching it in the future, I say hello. How does the future look like? Is it as shitty as the present? Or is it shittier? because as we all know, after the age of 20, you realize one important thing is that things never get better. I didn't mean to go all depressive on you. Oh man, I'm just kidding, of course. Ooh, we've got the Goths trying to bust their way into the back of the Britain base. In the front, we've got what's shaping up to be a pretty cataclysmic battle here between a bunch of parading Britain champions and the Goths who follow them into the arms of the Arbalests. Now, the Arbalests are cute. The Trebs are doing more damage to the Arbalests than the Arbalests are doing to the Gothic infantry unit. Who's kidding who? F you to that farm in particular. F you to that villager in particular. You are not getting any more food. I mean, the Goth is taking another really bad engagement here. He doesn't have that many units. He's actually down 30 army count. You cannot go toe-to-toe. I've said this before. It's interesting that the Britons are an archer-heavy civilization. The Franks are a cavalry-heavy civilization. But both of them have pristine infantry lines, which is something that doesn't really... it doesn't really exist very frequent. What am I trying to say? What are the words that are trying to come out of my mouth, out of my brain that's probably 2 cans of Coke short of operating properly? It's not very common to see an absolute perfect branch of a military. It happens. I mean, the Saracens got a lot of them. If you guys know, I had to sneak in a pro-Saracen PSA here, a public service announcement. Uh-oh. Bye Trebuchet. Castle gets repaired. Does our Britain have Trebs? Yes, they are here in the forward position, but he's got a third one. Where's the third one? There's 2 here, which tells me the third one... Is it the one that died? Yeah, it's the one that died here. Okay. So he had 3. Now he's got 2. And our Goth using that immediate push that occupied our Britain for the first 10 to 15 minutes of this game. With the map control, he has just the ability to continue pumping out more and more units non-stop. Remember, Gothic infantry units at this point are ridiculously cheap. These longbows have to be very careful. This bombard cannon is closing in. And now, finally, Daywalker has thrown so much infantry at our Britain that the line of champions may have killed the first wave. They may have killed the second wave. But ultimately, the third wave is what fells them to the ground. Just like this castle here has been felled. No fewer than 5 trebuchets are pummeling the western portion of Britannia, as our Teal Britain now takes more stone. He's got 100 stone in the bank. We've got more reinforcing infantry down the right side. This game is pretty freaking awesome so far. I thought our Britain was basically dead, but the creation of all those narrow alleyways, again, the wall of the castles to keep the Huscarls. Basically, by the time the Huscarls engaged into the Britain army, their HP was down like 20 or 30%. Even with their ridiculous 10 pierce armor, you know, castles are nothing to be laughed at. Stone miners dead. Lumberjacks are next as these Huscarls move in all directions. The west is also falling apart. And all of a sudden, the script has been flipped for a 3rd time, and Daywalker is back on top when it comes to army count. And back on top significantly, because 27 of 30 army count is archer units. And if 90% of your army is archer units against the Goths, you can practice your longbow on Sundays all the live long day, but you are not long for this world. And Daywalker takes game number 2 here in a resounding Gothic victory. He is here to the left. He is here to the right. And take, again, a look at the mini-map and just an absolute... This is what happens when you dictate the pace of the game. You can just expand left, right, and center, and that's exactly what he did. 415 champions, 337 Huscarls. Okay, peak APM 489. I kind of feel like I kind of want to go back here after we look at the kill count. 619 kills for the Britons, 549 kills for the Goth, but 50 dead villagers is basically... I mean, with those 50 villagers, he probably could have put up a bigger fight, maybe expanded further to the south. There is additional geld to be had here. But man, oh man, I need to see when the hell this peak APM jumped 30 seconds before. So 1354. Let's take a look at what happens at 13:54 of the game and see why the hell Red's APM. Okay, so we're approaching it. I'm going to pause it at 13:54. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is going on at 13:54? This is not APM intensive. This is you taking your barracks and literally right-clicking here, right next to this castle, or maybe this down center. So definitely not there. Your army's dead. Ungarrisoning, unpacking. Oh my god, packing, unpacking. They always say packed. I don't know what the hell. I'm just going to say whatever the hell I want at the end of the day. Unpacking these trebs. That's one action. Where the hell is this peak APM of 489 coming from? I feel like that's a glitch. Maybe the 4 is a mistake. I feel like 89, given the 87 of Frost, is more appropriate, but 489 APM. Oh, man. Those are some quick fingers on Daywalker, who takes game number 2, evens up the series, and we are back to a tabula rasa, a blank slate. No player has an advantage over the other. Let's see how that changes in game number 3. Ooh, our feet feel a little bit wet in this swampy, gross-looking water here. Daywalker, the Bulgarians, in game number 3. On the top left of our screen, bottom right of our screen, we've got Frost9 as the Burmese. And a little hard to tell on the main screen. The minimap a little bit clearer, but I believe these are... Oh, I was going to say bamboo, but no, they are reeds. They look a little bit like bamboo. Let's see how the players act in this map. I'm going to zoom out because this is a pretty funky looking map. I mean, this is like a map designer took an acid trip and tried to do a little bit of a tie-dye shirt. And we've got the flying dog. The flying dog that replaces, I think, Otter, you told me this dog replaces some... Oh my god, it barks? I guess it replaces some birds, but not others. Why does the dog bark, but these... storks don't? I don't even know what kind of sound a stork would make, except good evening, sir, here's your baby. Elephants engaging into a halberdier. Needs to be careful, though. Don't want to risk too much of your HP against this counter unit. Burmese with their extra fun elephants. Oh no. Right as I start hoping that we get to see a bunch of elephants, with all that extra armor, the halberdiers move in. But the halberdiers don't really give a shit about your extra armor. Theirs is more the attack bonuses. And let's take a look at those attack bonuses, because remember, they stack. Cavalry plus 32, and then on top of that, War Elephant plus 28, which I believe is 60 damage on top of their 10 attack minus 6. So 64 damage a poke, I believe, is what the Bulgarian infantry unit known as the halberdier does to the elephant as it wades through the marsh. But this is going to be the real story here. How will Daywalker be able to contest the elephants using the demo ships? The first one didn't really do that much. What are the attack bonuses on the demo? Building and melee attack of 110. So no real... I don't think that his demo can actually kill the elephants, if I'm not mistaken. Especially not a basic demo like this. No heavy demos for the Bulgarians. Is our Burmese building any kind of navy himself? Yes, he is, but he is focusing on some demo ships of his own, and more importantly, galleons for him. So essentially, this entire map is accessible to ships, is what I'm seeing here, except for the rear positions where there's a little bit of lumber to be had. Some, I'm assuming, rainforest. Okay, I was gonna say jungle. Man, I need to, maybe I'm gonna make some flashcards with pictures of the different types of vegetation in Age of Empires, so I don't sound like an idiot. Although that's gonna be pretty hard. Well, now I sound like my wife. But what the Bulgarians do have is a good number of siege onagers. 13 of them on the production tab, and the conics. Never, ever discount the conics, the 2-for-1 unit here. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Die, the champions do, and the halberdiers clean up the elephants. Now, while most of this map is traversable for ships, for infantry and land units, basically one choke point here between the two bases. Whoever controls this choke point will be the Leonidas winner of the day. More conics are streaming out. How many creposts does our Bulgarian have? Only 4? And only 1 castle. Why so few creposts? You've got 2,500 stone. Let's see how well these siege onagers do against these ships. And I mean, this Burmese navy is just absolutely swarming the Bulgarian base. Frost 9 says, unlike last game, it is I who shall be the spam king, as endless waves of teal units march to the left side of our map. Demos tried to close. They do get, it looks like two champions. Okay. 2 champions for 4 demos and a few ships. The Trebs are here. More explosions happening across the map to the north. Ships attacking a house that hasn't even been built yet. Frost 9 says, I don't even care about your infrastructure right now. I will not let you get up to 200 population. Daywalker stuck at 88. Frost 9 not that much better at 95. He's got to be careful though. These siege onagers, they are a game-changing unit. Any bonus against ships? None against ships, but a 75 attack is going to be pretty damn powerful against a 165 HP unit. Conics move in yet again. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that scene in Lord of the Rings, where the army, that dead army that... Oh, man. I wish I could... The ones that were stuck in the mountains. I forget what they are. The ones that betrayed the original king of Gondor or something like that. But when Aragorn... Aragon. Oh, my God. How do I not remember this guy's name? Aragon? I think Aragon. He, you know, basically gets them working for him. And then at the end of the movie... When I say the end of the movie, I mean like 2 hours before the end, because that movie was about 17 hours long after the main battle. When those dead troops just swarmed over the elephants, that's what it kind of looked like with the Conics and the Halberdiers. They just absolutely swarmed like ants on a dropped gummy bear on top of those elephants. Our Bulgarian is housed at 89. Our Burmese is housed at 200. And his navy is here, 41 galleons, 2 Trebs to back them up. But a lot of Frost 9's population count is in villagers. So militarily, he's ahead, but not as bad as you might imagine. And now the Rams are coming out. Why did you stop? You can keep going. Now, Halberdiers for sure, I know. We saw last game come with an attack bonus against ships. Let's see exactly what that attack bonus is. Plus 17. Demo takes down a whole bunch of galleons there. So both players blowing each other up here on the water. It looks like there is a bit of an attack to the back. Frost 9 manages with his 200 population to absolutely overpower the Bulgarian, who in the middle of all of this, I mean, kudos to Daywalker for collecting a relic. I mean, Frost 9 also collected a relic, but he was the one putting on the aggression, so he had the time. He did not have to defend. He did not have to panic around the map here. And Frost 9, our Burmese, takes game number 3. Let's add the notch. 152 Halberdiers, 87 champions, PKPM for Daywalker. A third of what it was last game. More for our Burmese in teal. Kill count, not the highest, not the craziest of games in terms of length. 13.5 minutes. I wonder how much of the victory here can be attributed to the demo ships, because the elephants came and the elephants were countered pretty damn hard by a combination of Conics and Halberdiers, and Daywalker dies a very rich man. 7,300 food, almost 4,000 gold. Let's take a look at his military industrial complex, because that is a lot of resources to die with. He is going Ramses Tutankhamun style. Only 4 barracks, only 3 siege workshops. Well, 2 siege workshops. This one isn't even up. Yeah, okay. So he just didn't have he had the money, he just had no way to spend it. So a good problem to have on the whole. But ultimately, it is Frost 9 who takes game number 3, and with it, back to a lead over his opponent, but a lead of only 1. We've seen Candace appear, and what we've never seen before is a ballista bolt from a ship skipping along the edge of the water, and it kind of looks like it's creating a... what is it when they bust the... Oh my goodness. I swear I speak English. What is it called when the airplane breaks the speed of sound and creates that boom, that echo boom, a sonic boom, I think it's called. It looks like this galleon bolt is creating a sonic boom here, but we know better. We know that's just the trail of the halberdier as he crosses this disgusting, dirty water. Yuck, 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 yuck. Let's hope map number 4 looks a little cleaner, a little better, a little greener maybe? I don't know. Who knows? Let's take a look. Super duper hyper random as the stork flies over everything. And I'm going to zoom out one last time because Super Dog is here. That will never get old. I can sit here without drugs and just click that unit for about 6 hours. In any event, let's take a look at game number 4. Okay, a bit of a more familiar map on game number 4 with what? Oh, okay, maybe not. What the hell is this? This is reminiscent of the Romans. It's a shame none of these two beasts of players chose the Romans here. I think it was the Romans, when they were besieging a town, would create one area to the front and one defensive area to the back. In any event, that is neither here nor there. You are not here to listen to my most likely incorrect take on history. You're here to watch Daywalker in his usual red, playing as the Ethiopians take on Frost 9, playing as the Aztecs in teal. Man, these are two civs that can pack a punch. Let's see those amazing Garland War Eagles with 17 attack. Let's see Shotels with 22 attack. Let's see everything and anything that we possibly can. Now, the good news for our Aztec is that one of the unique techs of the Ethiopians is pretty damn wasted in this game. Royal Heirs is not going to really play a factor here because the Aztec, unless he manages to convert a stable, is not going to get any kind of cavalry whatsoever. Unlike we saw in game number 1 with the Mayans had the stable. How cool was that? By the way, did that stable allow him to train Shallot warriors? I wonder, because we didn't see any. Not that they're that great of a unit. I think an Imperial... I don't think there's an elite Shallot warrior. I think it's just a basic knight version. And are these sea walls? No, fortified palisade walls. Ooh, 500 HP. Interesting. But the map, arena meets fortress meets Roman encampment. And we've got some minor scuffles here in the center of the map. Ooh, you're leaving at the wrong moment. You're leaving at the wrong moment. Turn around. There's a monk here. There's a monk. Cavaliers are out. Blast radius increase with torsion engines. 2 tile area of effect. I'm going to repeat that. 2 tile area of effect. That is insane. Compared to the usual, what is it, 1.55? That is just bonkers. Ooh, I'm surprised he didn't clip the monk there. Now, our Aztec has to be careful. You can't just waste all of your infantry here against these Ethiopian onagers. Both players have started behind closed walls. Their villager count is identical. Their army count is very similar. We're going to see a whole bunch of onager versus onager. Okay. Daywalker's onager choosing to do some landscaping instead of killing. Actually, both of them clearing up space. Look at this. Look at this. The bar room has been cleared. The chairs have been pushed back. All the men and women who are dancing to the jukebox have been pushed up against the wall. And now the 2 brawlers are ready. The knives are out to see who will stand and who will fall. Let's take a look at onager count. 17 for our Aztec. 8 for our Ethiopian, whose onagers, albeit, are a little bit better with that bigger blast radius of about 30%. And he's expanding to the back. I love the economic expansion of both of these players. But yeah, this is where the Aztecs are going to be need to be very, very careful. There are no quick moving infantry units here except for elite eagle warriors, which, by the way, may not be a bad idea here. They do come with an attack bonus against cavalry. We saw that already. They do move quicker than these champions, though. Oh my god. Oh my god, when is the last time we saw monks take a siege onager shot to the face and survive? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the absolute insane power of the Aztecs. I'm going to zoom back at the end of the game to the 7.5 minute mark of the game. First of all, with devotion, we get to see 100 HP monks. How freaking cool is that? Second, when's the last time you saw a monk take a siege onager shot to the face and still stay standing? Shotels are out. The glass cannons that they are, they get some good damage and then they die. A lot of food for our Ethiopian. No What's happening here? Those cavaliers finally caught? No, they didn't even get the monk. They died to the pikemen. Pikemen with, by the way, 12 base attack. And then on top of that, a 22 attack bonus against cavalry. So a pretty badass unit. Oh, both players. No, Teal. Teal, be careful. Oh, good catch there by Frost9, predicting the pathing. Conversions attempted, conversions denied. Onagers are falling here. What an absolute onager graveyard. Look at the monks. Look at the monks. Get the monks. And again, the monk takes a full-on fiery ball to the face, and nothing happens. The arbalest behind him dies. Another onager shot. Another onager shot. Okay, the second one missed. I got very excited over nothing. And now the jaguars are out. And there is no infantry unit that is now safe against this unit that comes with an attack bonus against them. Army count 94 to 23. Our Ethiopian is hesitating. He's training 30 hussars. He's expanding to the north. He's expanded to the south. But where is his army? He's got a good amount of resources. He's got as much gold as our Aztec. He's got basically as much food. A little bit less food, a little bit less wood. He's got enough stone for another castle. And he now finds himself in the unfortunate position of being on the low ground, which is never where you want to be against more powerful units than yours, which is what happens when pikemen with Garland Wars take on hussars with no final armor upgrades. That being said, the hussars are doing a good job, but oh my god, they only managed to kill one monk. Jaguar warrior. Oh, he gets the onager before he dies. There's an absolute epic push here out of our Aztec, who moves in. Any siege that our Ethiopian moves forward immediately gets sniped by monks. Immediately sniper lines go down. And until they do, until the conversion happens, then the infantry closes. Again, I think I would have liked to see a little bit more eagles out of our Aztec, but oh man, that is neither here nor there. Frost9 takes a 3-1 lead with those crazy siege onagers and those even crazier Aztec monks. I mean, wow, 100 HP. I need to go back and see the, what did I say, 730? That monk just took a ball to the face, and I mean, so I see a few of them did die here, so maybe I'm wrong. Okay, before the battle, first of all, that battle itself was freaking epic. A whole bunch of cavaliers, a whole bunch of pikemen, a whole bunch of monks. Let's see. Okay, so the monk has to be very injured for him to die. I mean, we saw subsequently a whole group of monks take a onager shot to the face. I mean, what other monk would survive that kind of attack with the blast radius that the Ethiopians get? But at the end of the day, yikes. Look at all those cavaliers. Game number 4 going resoundingly to our Aztec, who, slow but steady, managed to push his opponent back to his starting position. And with the high ground, just it was inevitable. Our Ethiopian can't really do much, especially not when his army count was significantly lower than his opponent. And let's move on to game number 5. Daywalker needs to step it up, needs to get a W quickly. Otherwise, Frost9, he's 2 wins away. Daywalker 4 wins away. So not insurmountable, but let's see how they perform in game number 5. Game number 5. Let's see it. Looks like hideout. A little bit. And 4 lakes. Instead of lakes, you have lakes plus 1,000,000 years, where they've become deserts. And Frost9, the Dravidians spawning at the top left, bottom right. Daywalker as the Mongols. Okay. What was deleted here? Why did he delete his university? I guess you don't really need it. And it looks like everyone started with a cav archer as well. Interesting. So our Dravidian going Wootz Steel Halberdiers. Our Mongol going Camel Riders, although... Okay, never mind. I thought he canceled those Camel Riders for a second, and then immediately they reappeared. Looks like our Mongol has the first kill of the game, although not on this unit. Probably back home where he sniped his opponent's Cav Archer. No villager kills for either player as Dravidian Elephant Archers are out. Now, what the Mongols have in terms of speed of attack with the Mangudai, the elephant archers have the exact same thing. They attack on a 1.4 second delay like a Mangudai. And unlike a Mangudai, they come with 280 HP. So we'll see how they stack up against Cav Archers Mangudai. Although for now, Hussars are the order of the day for our Mongol. And looks like he wants to put on the aggression, but the map is, let's call it a medium-sized map here, but no direct avenue of attack. Ooh. Anytime we cast Mongols, anytime we watch the Mongols, it is always so much fun. And I hope, against all hope, that we get to see siege units with drill, because I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll continue saying it all the time. They look to me like little bumper cars that just speed around the map. Urumis are out with their awesome, not only a charge attack, but also blast damage. I believe half a tile. No, or I forgot. No, this is the one that's amazing. 0.8 tiles. Now, after this video, go to YouTube where you already are and look up Urumi swordsmen, and you'll see why they get trample damage. It is just an absolute hilariously epic, or epically hilarious, whichever you want, weapon. It's not exactly a whip. It's like a metallic sword that is flexible. And so they whip it around left and right, and it creates this basically maelstrom of death. Speaking of Maelstrom of Death, our Dravidian is housed at 65, and he begins cutting through the forest. Now, this might be an interesting play here out of our Dravidian. Deny the Mongol, who needs wood for all of his various cavalry archer units. Deny him that wood, although if he's going to go that route, it's going to take him about 500 years to clear up all of these various trees. Oak this time. And here we go. Look how fast they move. It's hilarious. Ooh, Elephant Archer takes 1 direct hit, 2 indirect hit. I mean, look at this. It's more noticeable on the Rams. I'm looking at it's a little bit lackluster here, but I see 4 siege Rams are being trained, and it is now Daywalker who's housed for a little bit right before he guns down his own units. We are quickly approaching Dravidian Death Ball status, though. We've got 35 Elephant Archers going up to 50 Elephant Archers. Okay, let's see the Rams. Where are the Rams? Oh, come on, move. I'll point it out when they actually move. I think Daywalker is not too upset to lose a few halberd. Oh my goodness. Hussars is the word that I'm looking for, because closing in on the Hussars keeps the Elephant Archers where they are. And if you're trading out a Hussar for an Elephant Archer, on the whole, you are going to do pretty damn well. Unless they just kind of stand here and take it. In which case, you don't need to move them at all. Oh, he moves them, but he ties them to these units. Don't do that. Now, as long as Teal can stay on this high ground, he will be able to take a punishment from these siege onagers. I mean, look at that. 4 onagers, not even enough to one-shot an Elephant Archer just because he's on the high ground. So he takes a little bit less damage. Daywalker's attack rounds need to be a little bit better. Frost 9s are... And he gets 2 Hussars. I thought it would have been a lot more. Okay, the follow-up volley getting a lot more. But the Hussars are here to distract. They're here to get the onagers, while the onagers of our Mongol do the real damage here. But the Hussars are all dead. This is why firing speed is so important. These are basically Mangudais on Elephant. I'm going to compare the stats of a Mangudai and a Elephant Archer here. 11 attack to 12. 6 pierce armor to 4. Range is the same, and attack speed is the same. So the Mangudai attacks 1 little tiny damage HP point more, but it has 2 less pierce armor, and they attack at the same speed. And I missed while I was reading that the bumper car is moving forward. Now they're moving back. I mean, look at this. This is hilarious. They're moving at a 0.9. They can literally try to outrun these halberdiers. They're not going to, but they can try to. Frost 9 is clearing up as many avenues of attack as he possibly can. What is he planning? Where is he going? Why are his Trebs not gunning down this castle? Has he seen it? Yes, he has, with that insane vision that the Trebs have to the north. These units have been here for a while. I suspect they're on patrol command here, just trying to catch Frost 9 with any kind of sneaky expansion. Uh-oh, moves one onager a little bit too close to the Mongol castle. Immediately dies. And more hussars are on their way. Let's see if Frost Nine notices. Oh, Daywalker carves his armed forces into a few smaller clumps. Oh, but a third of them do get gunned down by these onagers. Daywalker is taking very bad engagements from the low ground here. He needs to either push in heavy or he needs to back off. There's no middle ground. He can't keep doing what he's doing right now because his units are going to take so much of a punishment. That being said, if the Dravidian army is focused so much on these siege rams, which again move so freaking fast, then these elephants are going to be very exposed. You know, I don't mind teal for the elephant archers. Look at this. What a beautiful unit. I'm gonna fanboy out a little bit, as you guys know I am wont to do. Infrastructure being placed in the center here. I love that the infrastructure is kind of ringing the low ground so that he still maintains this area of attack here, this area to clump up his units. And in come the bumper cars. In come the bumper cars. But where are they going? What's the point of this? They're going for the onagers. The onagers are on this side. And this is the hilarity of the Mongol drill upgrade, is that they it does die to the onager. Oh, their HP is so bad. But the onager dies to the hussars. So a circle of life and death here playing out on this random map. It's just hilarious to see these siege rams maneuvering. It's not a unit that you maneuver. How many kills on the Mangudai? Let's take a look. 19 kills on 47 Mangudai is atrocious. 47 kills on 37 elephant archers is also likewise atrocious, and just goes to show you how many units have died already. And why are the players so hesitant to engage into one another? Frost9 has no gold, although he's at 200 population. Daywalker's resources are fantastic, and he's also at 200 population. So I really do wonder why he's so why the players here are afraid to engage into one another. Are they just afraid of siege onagers? Will the trap balls get him? They get it, but not before the castle did fall here on the right side. I guess with the presence of siege onagers, like I said, it's a game-changing unit. In the blink of an eye, a third, a quarter, a fifth, even half of your army can just disappear, even when you're retreating, even if you're moving. And by the way, this hunter onager can chase these other onagers down and kill them. Unfortunately, again, for him, they're on the high ground, which means they do take a bit of a more pounding. Although one did die with a follow-up volley. I mean, look how fast they're moving. Okay, the onager does ultimately end up dying. The elephants need to regenerate HP, which they do exactly the way they are right now. Thank you, Medical Corps. 30 HP per minute is not a lot, but if it was any higher, it would just be unfair, right? You think 100 HP per minute is fair on an elephant unit? That would just make them, basically every elephant would become John Wick, unkillable. Doesn't matter how many times he gets cut, shot, bruised, punched, stabbed, anything, he is unkillable. And that is exactly why it is capped at 30 HP. Onagers continuing to die left, right, and center here for both players. Red is not pushing into Teal's side base, even though he can. Teal is not pushing into Red, even though he can. There is a bit of a fisticuff gentleman's agreement here that we are going to see a full frontal center attack. And now the Mangudai numbers have swelled. 54 of them, only 21 kills, and most of those are pikemen. Oh, why are you wasting your time on halberdiers? With 6 armor, the Mangudai really only does 6 damage. So to kill an elephant of 280, what's 280 divided by 6? 40 and 40. 37? 47 Mangudai needed to one-shot an elephant. And does he have 47? He does. So Daywalker being a little bit cautious here with his Mangudai. They're up to 36 kills. The elephant's up to 37. So both players shadowing and pacing each other quite well. I also see the kill count at the bottom right of our screen is pretty identical here. Trebs are falling for Teal. Castles are falling for Red. Infrastructure. Red has not expanded very much. And now, just now starts putting down infrastructure. But look at his gold. 4,400 gold for our Mongol. Needs to get the food count up, though. He's got 0 villagers on food, 52 on wood. So he just wants to keep going siege and Mangudai, which, can you blame him? Not exactly a bad thing to do. And look at Frost9 create a little nook for himself where he's going to sneak in some trebuchets, but I mean, it's cooler. It looks cooler than it actually is because the Mangudai can park themselves here and onagers can park themselves wherever the hell they want. Oh, they don't even need to park. They've got the range, but the onagers are a little bit too far away to help. Daywalker notices a little bit too late. Does get clipped at the end there. Looks like a bunch of hussars also died to the halberdiers. Mangudai kill count up to 52. Elephant kill count down to 31. I mean, this is an interesting play out of Frost9. I say interesting because against the slower civilization, you know, if you were doing this to the Britons, if you were doing it to the, I don't know, who have we seen today that's kind of slow? The Aztecs. You can attack on 3 different fronts at once, but when you're attacking into Mangudai, they are lightning fast. And finally, Daywalker catches out a move out from Frost9, whose elephants are down only 1,000 HP, even though they've been taking onager shots to the face all day long. And looks like this onager killed more of his own units. Actually didn't kill a single unit. Dravidian infantry trying to close, trying to make use of that Woot's steel upgrade whereby they ignore all armor. I'm having a hard time deciding if Daywalker is holding the line or if he's being pushed back incrementally. Because I feel like every few minutes that pass, Frost9 is advancing 3 or 4 more tiles. 3 or 4 more tiles. Range of 7, range of 9. Why the hell are these elephant archers able to reach the onagers? This is a pet peeve of mine, and I understand in a game like this where you're microing about 1 million things at once. I mean, hell, Daywalker's APM was 489. When you're microing about 1 billion things at once, having a caster theoretically tell you that your onagers should be further back is probably the most annoying thing in the world. But I don't know. I guess I'm an annoying person. 71 kills on these Mangudai. It was 72 a second ago. The monk, a random monk, tries to convert a Mangudai, tries to get a Mongol unit to join the Dravidian Empire, fails miserably as he takes out another speedy ram. And look at our Dravidian has just established himself in the center here. Farms, towers, anything and everything he can get his hands on. It looks like I missed. Of course I did. A huge chunk of death, and now, oh, a siege onager for a siege onager leaves the whole world blind, I believe is the quote. And again, I'm having a hard time thinking and seeing and deciding whether a Dravidian is actually pushing in here. So far, Daywalker is holding the line. I'm sure he wishes he held the line somewhere here. But the elephant archer count is down. It's getting winnowed down to 21, 20 now. What are you? A converted elephant archer, that's what you are. And in come the rams there for forget the onager. The Mangudai will take care of that. They are heading straight for the outpost. So he is actually trying to blind his opponent here, is our Mongol in red, who is producing endless amounts of siege onagers. 23 in the production tab will give him 30. Army counts identical, villager counts identical. Our Dravidian is pushing in through the right where this incomplete castle at 44%. Cancel it. Get back your 400 stone. That'll give you enough stone for 2 more castles. And red is now pushing in with his rams. Where are they coming from? Oh, look at this. Oh, Frost9 is going to see this, and he's probably going to be saying, what the hell? Well, you don't have gold on your side of the map? What the hell are you doing on my side of the map? Elephant archers zoned out yet again. Both players. I mean, this is... that was horrible. That was a fantastic shot there for Frost9. I mean, but this is the kind of cat and mouse game that happens when players go heavy on the siege onager, but more importantly, siege onager aside, when they go heavy on the archer units. One side with the elephant archer, one side with the Mangudai, and halberdiers, even basic halberdiers with wood steel, are going to be able to get rid of villagers. Now this is bad. Oh, interesting. I thought he would for sure kill a few more of his own units. But this kind of cat and mouse, I'm going to slap you on the wrist, then run away giggling, and then you're going to slap me on the wrist and run away giggling. That's kind of what you have to expect when you have two archer civs, or rather civs that have two powerful archer units, and then siege onagers. Because again, no one wants to risk it with these siege onagers. That being said, our Dravidian is getting pushed back. These halberdiers don't stand a chance. But he's getting pushed back into a castle. Urumi somehow survives what I thought was for sure going to kill him. And now Teal has cleared this up, and he's slowly, having tethered his infantry to the even slower moving onagers, making his way across the map. Oh, he's going to discover a depot of rams here. We'll see what he gets done with him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Center castle is under attack. Mangudai die, but so do almost all. 9 kills, 5 of them friendly fire. Frost 9 is either not paying attention or doesn't care that he's about to lose all of these. Interesting that it's not enough to one-shot. I thought the rams were enough to one-shot an onager. Okay, not exactly a Celtic Fuhrer Celtica onager with 40% more HP, but it is what it is. Very cocky castle out of Daywalker here. He thinks he can hold this area against the onslaught of the Dravidians, and he might be right. I don't really see many units streaming forward at this time. I see a few elephants in the back, but he's got to be careful. This is number one, a lot of villagers. This is a lot of villagers to bring forward. 28, 36 actually. Forget 28, 36 out of 106 is more than a third of your villager count. Just a tiny bit more. And the players are disengaged. What is going to happen? What is happening here? What was that? Why was there a random red siege onager here? Hussars, will they get it? Will they get it? No, they're not Turkish Hussars with extra pierce armor that could have helped them. Now this, you might want to cancel so you can get your stone back. Another siege workshop. How many kills now on the Mangudai? 43. So not many survivors from the old guard here. And let's see the elephants move in yet again. They are on the high ground yet again. But the Hussars, why is our Mongol not raiding with these Hussars? Oh, why did he tether all of his lightning fast units to these ridiculously slow moving rams, even with drills? Drill, I think it's singular. Frost 9 is broke. He's got 30 more villagers, but he's got 30 less army. So total populations are identical. Now our Mongol finds this location, which is going to be pretty hard for our Dravidian to push back. I mean, 3 rams will eat through this town center in a matter of seconds. And the supporting units are going to ensure that the Dravidian needs to mass a good amount of units before he can engage. You can't send 2 elephant archers, 3 elephant archers against this. They're not going to survive very long. What you can send apparently is 6. Let's see how well they do. Oh, they're not going to do very well with these Hussars already en route. But Teal is swarming here to the front, and now I can very clearly see that Daywalker has been pushed back yet a few more tiles. Although right as I say that, he pushes out. Elephant archers are dying. Oh, the onagers are getting the Mangudai. Okay, so our Dravidian has held and cleared up the attack to the north side of the map, which means he secures a little bit more gold, 1,000 more gold, 700 more stone. Is there anything left on the map to mine? 272 gold in that one patch and nothing else. I'm looking at the minimap. I think we're out of resources. 0 villagers on gold for our Mongol. That is very, very problematic. Unless he goes full balls to the wall Hussars and just trains 70 Hussars right now, which he doesn't have the food for a single Hussar. So I don't know why I'm living in Willy Wonka fantasy land here talking about 70 Hussars. It really is a world of pure imagination. If he wanted to, he could, but he is spending his money on heavy hitters. No more Mangudai, no more Hussars. He is building rams, onagers, and trebs. Why does he keep moving out with these onagers? I guess just to keep the elephants here? But the cell phone yet again. wife heard or watched the last premiere, and she kept saying, why do you keep saying cell phone, cell phone? Like, who are you calling on your cell phone? I said, I'm not saying cell phone, I'm saying self-own. Silly person. Although, it's understandable. Cell phone, cell phone. Here we go, here we go. Our Mongol says enough's enough. Isaac's wrong. He is not pushing out beyond these tiles anymore, but the Mangudai count is shrinking. That being said, he's training 13 more, but that is the last of his gold, and he has 0 villagers on gold. He's got 6,000 wood. He's got more wood than Frost9 has total resources, but the Hussars, they are not a full frontal engage unit, especially not into elephants. He needs to start raiding. He needs to start clumping units and sending them over here, especially over here. And now is the moment that Daywalker says, you know what, I can finally put up my castle, but Frost9 says, not on my watch. Absolutely not. Moves in with a whole bunch of elephant archers. And now it is actually Frost9 who is raiding here with halberdiers and urumis and a whole lot more. These elephant archers still being annoying here to the top right of our screen. What are you in the back? Elephants insert themselves into a corner. The Hussars doing a pretty damn good job. They have no real attack bonuses, I don't think, against this. So the fact that they can kill 3 or 4 elephants on their own is pretty damn good, unless those elephants' HP was just shit. Oh, this Age of Empires game and the pathing when you move your units and they clump up for some weird reason. They don't just start moving. First, they have to get together and clump up like a bunch of insecure high schoolers, and then they can start moving out. And because of that, a bunch of them die to the onagers or take at least a significant amount of damage to the onagers. Castle is up. We'll see for how long, as the Treb is already up and running. Towers need to be cleared back, and look at this. Daywalker has pushed back our Dravidian. He's reclaimed the center forest area. And let's take a look at the stats while the battles become a bit low-key, low energy. Rebuild your armies for the next clash o'clock. 66 army count for our Dravidian, 62 for our Mongol, 132 villagers to 114. So very, very similar. I mean, when a castle's filled with Mangudai, this is how many arrows it fires. That is just freaking ridiculous. Did you see how many arrows that was? What was that, like 25 arrows? That's by the way, also on my list of many things to do, is to find out exactly which units add exactly how many arrows to a castle. I want to know if a Mangudai is better than an elite Janissary, or if an elephant archer is better than a crossbow. It all depends, I believe, on the power. Look at the arrow fire. Holy shit. And it's actually, it is fully garrisoned. Okay, it's focusing on the halberdiers. Okay, they pop out the Mangudai. No more time for games. It is the moment to snipe as many halberdiers as possible so that the siege onagers can get the elephants. But no, he is retreating, and the castle falls. This is really a no man's deadland here in the center of our map. It looks like Red is pushing out with Hussars here. He's pushing out here as well. Now, let me know what you think. Should he have left the Mangudai back home? He doesn't have that many here, only 26. Against an army that is just continuing to push. Now our Mongol does have 4 relics. I notice his gold count going up a little bit here and there, which is the telltale sign of the relic gatherer. As the Mangudai, okay, the Mangudai, I guess, were a good idea. They're picking up a good number of villagers here. All of a sudden, villager kill count is identical, 44-45. And this is the moment where our Dravidian has to make a decision. You got a big old open map, which, by the way, you're the one who opened it up. What do? Do you engage into here? Do you do a side attack? Do you go after infrastructure? Do you go after units? Do you just sit back, rebuild an even bigger army at, you are at 196 population. Your opponent is at 182. What an incredibly balanced game so far. Even the kill count is only 20% ahead for our Mongol, and that's just by virtue of the quicker moving siege onagers in these Mangudai. Or maybe not. The Mangudai only have 26 kills. Our Dravidian is sending quite possibly the shittiest cavalry units in the game against the Mongols. I mean, okay, you've got 3,000 food. I get it. You've got Wootz steel. I get it. What you don't have is bloodlines. Oh my god, what you don't have is husbandry, and what you don't have is plate parting armor. So you can pack a punch, but it is only going to be one punch. You are going to get one shot at your opponent, and then the Mongol is going to absolutely wreck you. I mean, look at this stat. It's 60 HP. It has the same HP as a halberdier. What a mess here on the left side of the map. But look at this spearhead penetration of the Mongol base by our Dravidian, who's making himself at home. He grabbed his beer. He's putting his feet up. He says this Terra belongs to the Dravidians, and I will keep it that way with a whole bunch of infrastructure. Well, at the same time, though, he's kind of feeding these halberdiers. Okay. I mean, I could watch this all day. This is like watching a campaign where you figure out the gimmick of the computer and then you just park yourself at the most opportune place. Now this is a raiding unit, 118 HP, missing the same armor upgrade as the Dravidians, but husbandry, bloodlines, 30% more HP means that it is much more powerful. Double the HP, basically. Uh-oh. Daywalker's not paying attention. He is, but a little bit too late. Loses an unfortunate number of Mangudai here. Now the Mangudai here. The problem for Daywalker is that there's just so much teal infrastructure. He has to deal with all of this. And I think Frost 9 knows that. And that's exactly why he's plopping it. Not only to reinforce his army quicker, but in the event that he gets pushed back, it gives him breathing room. It gives him a moment's peace while Daywalker has to deal with all this infrastructure, which, by the way, for 5 Rams is not going to take very long. But oh my god, look at their HP. Yikes, that is gross. 55 villagers on food for our Mongol mean that he can absolutely spam these Hussars all the live long day, and it is now he who has surrounded Teal's base. And all of a sudden, Frost 9, for the first time I think this series, finds himself surrounded on all sides. Although, right as I said, of course, the Mangudai to the north head back to meet up with their brethren here in the center of the map. Elephants regenerating their HP. 17 of them have 19 kills. The Mangudai 61 kills on 14. Now that is a good ratio. I mean, why are the Hussars even wasting time here? This is just a waste of time for them. You could be raiding with them. This is not the point of the Hussars. They shouldn't be wasting their time attacking structures. And I was going to wonder, why are the onagers attacking structures? But then I realized all of his rams are up north in cottage country there. We'll see how he decides, where he decides to push it. I mean, if he destroys, rather, this siege workshop, there's a very full wood line here. But oh my god! Dravidian skirmishers also attacking 25% faster instead of a 3-second delay, 2.4-second delay, are here, and they are gutting the Mangudai count down to 20. But again, the Mongols, like always, have an answer. They have a response, and that is that freaking ridiculous Hussar. And Daywalker says, forget the other infrastructure. I'm going straight for your castle. A few houses fall thanks to that area of effect damage, but this castle's in trouble. And there's no other castle nearby except the one to the south. So these Mangudai, where are you going? No, stick around. Stick around. The last thing you want is the halberdiers showing up. We saw the HP on these rams. He's going after the relic? Okay, I'm not sure about that move to go after the relic. But okay, I guess you want to stop your opponent's gold at the hour mark of the game. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't be so flabbergasted that you're going after the relic. When you have 4, you want to deny your opponent the ability to gather resources, and when they can't gather resources, to generate them. And so, okay, not a bad move. All of a sudden, take a look at the relic gold. 3 times more gold for our Mongol, which is why he is continuing to have Hussars, oh my god, Mangudai out on the map. That being said, that attack, he got a castle, but I don't know. I feel like that was perhaps a little bit less impactful than it could have been, because he went after that relic and he retreated with the Mangudai, which made those halberdiers have basically, they could have their way with those rams in a very graphic PG-13 X-rated way. Rams are stuck behind Hussars. Here we go. The majority of the Mongol army has been replaced with trash. The Dravidian army also 17 elephant archers, 18 Mangudai, and absolute carnage so far. But the elephants continue to be on the high ground. Daywalker, just retreat 2 tiles. Go back 2 tiles. Pull your opponent into the low ground. Get full damage done. These rams are derping out all over the place. And what are you still here? This one random Mangudai with 1 kill. Okay, the Hussars are pushing this back. This is how you know your opponent is in trouble gold-wise, because he does not want to risk his elephants. If this was minute 4 or 5 of the game, those elephants would have stood their ground, maybe backed away from the... Oh, but they're perfectly placed for an onager shot. Ooh, the Mongol a little bit too slow. No, turn around, turn around, turn around. The elephants are clumping. Daywalker missed an opportunity here to get a 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 volleys off against the elephant archers. Now, Daywalker should be pretty happy here seeing these cavalry units. Like I said, just absolute garbage. Hot garbage on a hotter garbage day, and they just absolutely melt. And so he must be very happy to see that his opponent has to go skirmisher and light cavalry. Now the question is, how long does that happiness last? Because he has to go trash as well. And he's got, and here we go, he's pulled the Dravidian forward, which is good. Where are the raids? I believe this is open. He can sneak his way through here, maybe? Yeah, it's a house and a siege workshop. It looks like, are they touching? I feel like there's a tile in between here. And it doesn't really matter. There's still villagers here to raid. And in come the Hussars. The Halberdiers are way out of position here. They do not want to get shelled down by these onagers. And what are you here? Okay, Mangudai are cleaning up a run by. Okay, so Daywalker doing a great job luring Frost 9 away from the high ground. But Frost 9, seeing as how it's not his first time playing Age of Empires, is using that opportunity to just reestablish a little bit of semblance of control here in the center. He is at 200 population, our Dravidian, 82 army count, 85 for our Mongol, who is at 185. But oh no, I feel like he's killing more of his own Hussars here than anything else. Look at the kills on the onagers, 90 kills, but 22 of them are self-owned. Self-kills, I'm going to start saying, so you don't think I'm saying cell phones. Oh, and he's not paying attention. He's not doing attack rounds here. The Halberdiers will close. He's got to be careful again. Woot's steel makes them very deadly against anything. 93 kills, 24 of them friendly, which is what? Almost 25% of the kills? That is not great at all. Let's check back on our friendly neighborhood Mangudai as he continues to try to take down this very high value target of a lumber camp. And look at Frost 9. He's refusing to engage. He's refusing to get off of the high ground. But if you've refused to do that, then the Mongol will just move in, and 0.9 movement speed to 0.9 means that these elephants, in theory, can catch up, but probably won't. Daywalker needs to be very careful with his attack rounds, or just his onager attacks, period. As I see Teal is yet again sideswiping the northeast of the base. And now he backs away. I mean, this is just a trash on trash war with a few supporting units at this point, which means whoever has the better trash economy. And for now, that I feel like that's the Mongol with 79 villagers on food to 63. And the better trash unit, period, the Hussar. I mean, these towers are great. How many towers does our Dravidian actually have? Only 5. I wonder why Red is being so hesitant to send in Hussars to raid here. Okay. I mean, look at this. This is 31 exposed villagers. But he's cleaning up all these different side swipes. I wanted to pivot away to see a Mongol Hussar take on a Woot's Steel Halberdier. Instead, he attacks with his onager into the elephants. I love the Treb here, by the way. It gives him so much vision. can see so far ahead. And yet again, red backs away. Why is he backing away with his onagers? Oh no, you were so close to getting the mining camp. It's at 185 HP. There's a whole body of stars here to the back defending against these halberdiers. Now let's see how well they do. Man, oh man, do they get swarmed over and killed. Mangadai. Got all 5 villagers. Oh, look at that. Frost9 blocked his own path with a wall off here. Oh, he's selling stone for gold. What is he using that gold for? More elephant archers, or rather archer singular. Halberdiers take a bunch of fiery balls to the face. And now the hussars are back, more and more of them. 59. I feel like Daywalker can just swarm this army here out of Teal. This is not a very powerful army. Especially not with onagers to the back here. But uh-oh, he loses one of his 4 onagers. A Dravidian onager shows up and gets that kill, but it shows up for about a lifespan of a fruit fly. And here we go. That a never-ending relic gold means that our Mongol can reinforce his siege, whereas our Dravidian... I mean, come on. Oh, it's just hilarious. At this point, Frost9 is just throwing whatever the hell he can at our Mongol. And we'll see how long he can keep these elephants alive. 45 kills for 10 is pretty good, but they stop. They stop. Red, 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 red. You're missing an opportunity here. Okay, he's attacking the halberdiers so that the hussars are safe, so that they can engage into the elephants instead of just attacking into the elephants in the first place. Oh, be careful, be careful. Teal, 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 teal. 2 for 1. Well, 2 for none. 3 for 1. Wow, great get there. And all of a sudden, the Mongol army is toothless. Like an old man gumming a cup of soup. 0 onagers on the field. That one hero mangonel from our Dravidian absolutely just turned the tide here. Because now our Mongol has to be even more careful. Now Teal can chase into the Mongol. Doesn't have to worry about any giant fiery balls. But one does finally pop out, a second one somewhere out on the map, a third one being trained. And Frost9 is bringing this Treb here. I suspect it's for the vision. I suspect, look at how much vision he's getting out of this Treb. What a baller move to add it and not unpack it. This is look how much of the base he's seeing. Okay, never mind. I guess maybe I read too much into it. Maybe he's just going to attack the castle, but finally the Treb does fall. A good pick off there for our Mongol, who is finally raiding. The Khans will be happy at the blood that is about to be spilled in the center of this base. But again, these are not Turkish hussars, so their armor is not as good as it can be with Sif features, but it's still pretty damn good. Missing the last one, but 4, it's still good. Especially when you have the extra HP. Without the extra HP, it would be bad. But the fact that these guys have 118 HP... Oh, I'm so sorry we missed the destruction of the mining camp. There's no flank mechanic in Age of Empires, eh? Where if you attack an elephant from behind, you do more damage. Can you imagine they update the code and they introduce things like flanking mechanic, where your unit, if it attacks another unit from the side or the back, does more damage? Not a lot more, but like 10% more damage. Army count 85 to 52, but our Dravidian has suffered a good amount of villager losses. But I'm looking at the villager kills, 109 for both. So for all the raiding that the Mongol did, all of these incursions by the Dravidian as well have gutted an equal amount of economy. These freaking halberdiers with Woot Steel attacking on a 10. Okay, I thought he was going to go after some villagers here. Where's he going? Okay, so definitely just a right click to the other side of the map. Not getting too much done with these halberdiers. These ones, though, oh my god, look at this lumber camp. Gonna die quicker than to 1 Mangadai, I can tell you that. But now all of a sudden red is here as well. But without a ram, it's gonna take a while to get rid of that siege workshop, which gives red an teal rather an opportunity to wall behind it. Where are the Mongol onagers? hanging out. 75 villagers on food means that he can continue training hussars all the live long day. The problem is his lush, fertile farmlands are getting pushed into. We're an hour and 20 minutes into the game. The score is absolutely bonkers. It's like 3% difference in score after an hour and 20 minutes. And the hussars get rid of the siege workshop, one that wasn't really doing much, and now pivot back home. The Mongol has a pretty big army. 77 halberdiers. At what point should our Mongols start mixing in some scorpions instead of onagers? And look at that, Teal did the damage, got a few buildings, got a few villagers, and then retreats yet again to the center. Retreats to the high ground. Onagers again doing more damage than good here. One does die, the other is still a virgin with 0 kills. Hussars chasing halberdiers. Now this I want to see more and more of. Forget your light cavalry, Dravidian. Go for the halberdiers. Random siege workshop was dropped. I didn't even notice that he built it, but is this a new treb or is this the same treb as before? I suspect it's a new treb. Hussars are backing away, giving Daywalker an opportunity to reinforce this count here a little bit. And he does manage to clean that up on the right. On the left, he'll clean this up as well. What's inside of you? 7. Well, the armies were big. The armies were powerful. The armies tore into each other. An hour and a half of non-stop Wolverine versus Sabretooth action. And at the end of the day, an hour and a half into the game, we find ourselves with still big armies, still tearing into each other, still attacking all the live long day. Come on, let's do a synchronized attack. Come on, guys. No synchronized attack on that one. And in comes the body of hussars. Where are they going? After the treb, after the onagers? No, they're going after a single halberdier. Okay. Mongol onagers are flattening halberdiers, and now he's going after the elephants. The one time I think he should be going after the halberdiers. 27 army count. Daywalker is starting to fall behind in army count, but he is training 16 more hussars. Oh, and just barely misses getting that treb, and the Mangdai, no way they can move in here with their attack bonus against siege. Unless maybe he does something a little sneaky and goes up the left side and then pivots to the right. Hussars taking on halberdiers, the Dravidian being as absolutely annoying as possible, parading his units in an eye-hurting, dizzying display of teal infantry units. Frost 9 must be wondering, where the hell should I point my trebs? This base is all over the place. There's a base to the south, there's a base to the east, there's a base to the center. Oh! I guess he pointed them in the right direction after all. And holy moly, Frost takes a 4-1 lead. Daywalker on the verge of elimination, but man, did he make Frost 9 pay for this. I mean, from the very beginning, like I said, it was just 3 tiles, 2 tiles, 1 tile. What did I highlight here? A falcon. Look at how he blends into the ground. Very hard to see. Wow. What an epic game. I would have absolutely loved it. Look, if you were to say to me or ask me or whatever, proposition me with the following and say, in a game between the Dravidians and the Mongols, who do you think would be doing the majority of the raiding? My answer would have been naturally the Mongols with their ridiculous hussars. But it is our Dravidian who, with the... I mean, I don't want to call them the worst light cavalry units in the game just because they do have Woot Steel, but they're slow, they're not tanky, their armor isn't great. So again, this is like a one-punch unit. It punches you once in the nose and then you just deck it and then it falls. But I definitely would have not have had on my bingo card that it would be the Dravidian who would be doing the majority of the raiding. And look at all the hussar wings. Yikes. Let's look at the numbers because this game was just bonkers. 1,000 pikemen, 800 light cavalry, peak APM for both players kind of in the beginning of the game. Oh, do we dare even look at the economy? Wow, less than 10%. What is that, like 5% difference? What's 11 divided by 181? 6% difference in economy? look at that gold difference. This is why the game lasted as long as it did, and the Dravidian didn't just absolutely overwhelm the Mongol, because every time the Dravidian took a step off that high ground, more and more of this gold was spent into onagers and mangudai. And look at that gold lead. It's basically 7,000, with 5 of which is in relics. So he did mine 2,000 more gold than his opponent, but everything else going to the Dravidian. Holy moly. Total kill count, almost 2,000 by our Mongols. So again, he did make Frost 9 pay a heavy price for this W, but W it is nonetheless. And Frost 9, 1 game away from winning this after an epic battle of wills here, an hour and a half of just never-ending slugfest. And yet again, the players just attacking, tearing into each other right in the center, right up until the moment they both decided to do some raiding. Daywalker had a chance here to do a little bit of raiding. By the way, where did the Dravidian abscond to with his relic? Okay, so I thought he was going to take it somewhere a little bit safer, maybe to the back. But no, he says, I've got this game firmly in hand. I don't need to worry about nothing, and places it right on the front lines almost. But yeah, just endless pushing these elephants. What do they end up with? 83 kills. Now, it's even more impressive if I take away the 2 new recruits and I leave just the Napoleonic Old Guard here. 12 elephants with 83 kills. Now, my math isn't that great, but I believe that is just about 7 kills per elephant, which is ridiculous. And wow, with those redonkulous elephants, it is Frost 9 who takes game number 5, and Daywalker is on the verge of elimination. Let's see how the players perform in game number 6. Will there be a game number 7? Will there be a game number 8? I really hope there's going to be a game number 30 if we possibly can. Not that that's realistic, but blabbing aside, let's see how game number 6 goes. Oh, look at that. Did someone call T90 for a small map here? Did Socotra all of a sudden drown in a river or a lake? Everyone looks like has a galleon. I was going to say a hero galleon, but no, there's no say. Is there such a thing as a hero galleon? I don't know. But wow, what a small map here. The Cumans in teal by Frost 9, who needs 1 more win, and he has this in the bank against Daywalker, the Persian, who needs to find the willpower to push back the teal tide of death. As we know, the Cumans are just going to start pumping out these steppe lancers at ridiculous speeds. Shotel warrior, I should say elite Shotel warrior, Karambit warrior level speeds. The Cuman has an opportunity here. If your Persian opponent can start massing Savars or heavy camels or, God help you, elephants, you are donezo. Even though your units move a lot faster, our Cuman just doubling down on steppe lancers, and the speed is going to help them. Remember, they move 15% faster even though they don't get husbandry. The camels are the order of the day for our Persian, and let's see how our Cuman responds. He is responding with 105. Neither player going for any kind of water engagement. Somehow, Frost 9 has managed to sneak in his galleon to the back as Daywalker does the exact same thing. And here comes the power of the Steppe Lancer, where you can literally have 100 of them attacking the same unit at the same time, and the camels plus 18 bonus against them is going to be very much nullified if he keeps doing that. I mean, look at that, 2 pokes. It looks like 2 pokes, but in reality, it's something like 30 pokes because there's 15 Steppe Lancers clumped up one behind the other, and he retreats again. We have another game of cat and mouse, but the castles are up. Tell me we're gonna see the war elephants. We are. 12 are being trained. 1 is out. He waddles very slowly. Oh no. Oh no, Daywalker's got 9 army count to the 84. The Cumans are just too fast. And like I said, the Cuman has an opportunity. Anyone who plays against the Persian has an opportunity to do this, where they just swarm their opponents with those insanely fast producing, I should say certain insanely fast producing units. Not all of their stable units are produced faster. It's only the Steppe Lancer, the Cav Archers, and I think they're light cavalry units, they're Hussars. But we've got Citadel Castles, which is why you see bullets being fired out of here and not arrows. No rams, no infantry, so their secondary bonus feature not playing a role, and that elephant pays the price. There are 7 elephants, though. There are a whole bunch of camels, but our Persian has been pushed back into the recesses, the nether regions of his base. He's got 17 villagers. He's 1 villager ahead. He's plopping down another town center. Might want to start plopping down something else. You need a bit more military industrial complex. As opposed to just a few. 7 stables is not going to cut it. 4 castles is not going to cut it. I should say, I'm not saying 4. There's 2 that are up and running. Especially not with so many trebs already out. More elephants are just getting swarmed by these steppe lancers. And oh my god. So much talk about steppe lancers being OP. And is there a wonder why? Look at how well they're performing. They're performing better than the sentence that I just said was, because I think that was not great English what I just said. And the Cumans, oft forgotten, is their amazing siege line as well. Their siege onagers are pretty damn good. I shouldn't say amazing siege line. No siege engineers and no heavy scorpions. I meant to say that I was trying to be poetic and grandiose. I meant to say they have siege onagers, but with no range upgrade. So they're stuck at an 8 range. Not that there's anything in this Persian base that can reach that, except for the castles. 34 somehow. Daywalker is up to 34 army count, but Frost 9. Look at the minimap. Look at the map itself. He's taken up the entire map. Socotra be damned. These elephants get surrounded, torn to pieces by the steppe lancer halberdier combo. Yikes. I'm starting to get scared that we're not going to see a game number 7 here. That being said, Daywalker does have a lot more villagers thanks to that Persian town center working much faster than normal. But he's... Look, he was down 30 to 90 army count. Now he's down 50 to 120. I mean, the percentage-wise, it's better. But everything else, it's not. Oh, by the way, the halberdiers are here, which means that these citadel castles are going to shred them. They do come with an attack bonus against infantry now. Look at that, +3. Kipchaks are even out. Frost 9 is literally throwing everything. He's got no food. He literally just had to buy food. Now he's broke. No gold, no stone, 100 food. This is the push that he's making. And it's gotta succeed. Otherwise, he's gonna have to tap out because he doesn't have the economy behind this. So he is on a timer, and he's gonna have to win this push. And something tells me he might win this push because he's got no fewer than 7 freaking trebuchets. And these town centers might work 20% faster. They might pop out villagers at an alarmingly quick rate. But when you're down 80 army count to 18, I mean, again, percentage-wise, it's better than... Actually, no, never mind. Both percentage-wise and numbers-wise, it's much worse than before. Fishing ships. Daywalker thinks he's got time for fishing ships? Is that a joke? Oh, the farming here is being dismantled piece by piece. The Kipchaks are out. Okay, some explosions on the water as well. Where are these other 2 demo ships? Oh, he wants to get the Kipchaks. He wants to. Oh, he's so sour. Oh, no, water's getting close. Oh, he does get the Kipchaks. Okay. All right, the fun, crazy things you see in Age of Empires. In come the Waddly Boys, and they are going to die, and with them, I think, the hopes of Daywalker for any kind of return, although they are doing an amazing job. Not amazing enough. Persian war elephants are a completely different breed of elephant than regular battle elephants because they just refuse to die. I mean, you need 20 halberdiers to take down 4 of these guys. They have an area of effect of half a tile. They attack on a 24. Wow. Frost 9 takes this best of 9. Ooh, was it Kismet? Was it Fate? Frost 9, best of 9? I don't know. You tell me. With the lightning fast Cuman attack, he just did not give the Persian time to get set up. And our Persian from the very beginning of this game was just pushed back until finally on this little island, what do we call it? An island paradise? Kind of looks very idyllic. There's horses here that you can look at. There's some nice acacia trees, I believe. Yeah, acacia. There's a bit of a fish to be had around. A pretty good location, Caribbean island destination here. And ultimately, he just pushed him right to the limit. And even though he's got to see some fun little booms with the dead Kipchaks here. 4? I thought he only killed 2, but okay. Maybe 4. Maybe that is the death animation for 2. Ultimately, we got what we wanted. We saw what we wanted to see. We saw Steppe Lancers. We saw Kipchaks. We saw elephants. But ultimately, yeah, Frost 9 just way too quick out of the gate. I see why he went Steppe Lancers for that initial burst of speed. They are trained in half the time, and so our Persian just didn't have an opportunity. He went stables and went camels. I wonder if he should have added a barracks or two to add in a few infantry units of his own. They're pretty damn well upgraded there, halberdiers. They pretty much have everything that they need. But that is neither here nor there. It is 203 Steppe Lancers that absolutely eviscerate 100 camels, 114 PKPM, 119 PKPM. Do we even want to look at economy in a 13-minute game? Why the hell not? Okay, all right. Okay, so about 1,300 resources total. A lot of it in stone. Never mind. A lot of it in gold for our Persian, a lot of it in stone for our Cuman. And wow, oh wow, what a fast attack and fantastic way to end this series. Again, I wish we got to see all 9 games. I wish we got to see 4-4 and then a big deciding match. But we got to see some pretty damn exciting things. And like I said, thousands and thousands upon thousands of dead units and soldiers and maneuvers and just all the fun that Age of Empires has to offer. That is one of the joys for me. I was going to say, wait a second, don't they have Savars? And then I realized that's a Cuman Paladin, which, by the way, look at that movement speed on a Cuman Paladin is ridiculous. But this is why I love Deathmatch. It is just, like Otter says, it is a pressure cooker. It takes the normal game and then it just inserts it into one of those. Have you ever been to like a Home Depot or wherever you are from, like a hardware store where you buy paint? And you tell them, okay, I want the purple with a tinge of burgundy and a little bit of blue. And then they mix the paint and they put it in that machine that kind of like shakes it very, very hard, up and down, up and down, up and down until the paint actually mixes inside. That's what Deathmatch is. It's a pressure cooker paint machine or whatever the hell it's called. I wish I knew what it was called. A stirring machine, paint stirring machine. And it just plops you into the war zone immediately. And especially on a map like this small, I mean, what an advantage for the Cumans to spawn on such a small map. The rush distance is literally, 20 tiles? Maybe 30 from his stable to what was the infrastructure here. And that just gave him the opportunity to go full ape shit. And speaking of ape shit, are there any monkeys here? Doesn't look like there's monkeys. More of the wild horses on this map. I wish we had monkeys at the end of this map. But ultimately, I say the word ultimately a lot in this cast. I must be tired. Whenever I start repeating myself, I feel like that's because I'm tired. But man, are my energy levels still pretty high. This was an amazing set, an amazing grand finals, and a fantastic end to an amazing tournament. And like I said, I cast some of the games. I cast some of the sets. But really, again, I have to give a big, big thank you to the team, the admin team behind all this. And again, I was a part of the admin team, but with a newborn baby and just scheduling and, things like that, it really the brunt of getting all of this, first of all, set up. I did nothing to set this up. I'm not going to take any credit for that. That all happened before I joined. But even just the ongoing daily, day-to-day kind of, this happens and this person requests a restarting of the game and things like that, and messages need to be sent, schedules need to be made, Discord groups need to be opened, and forums inside the Discord and all that stuff that I don't really know very well at this stage. Hopefully in 2024 I'll learn it a little bit better. But that all fell on the shoulders of my amazing co-host Otter, Black Sky, Tom Snuffles, Huggy, Lutz, and Zetnus. All of you guys were amazing. I really do appreciate that I was asked to be involved in this tournament. And it was just an absolute wild ride. And even though a lot of times I just kind of lurked on the Discord and I didn't really provide any input, because honestly, I don't really have that much input to provide when it comes to administering tournaments. Although after this tournament, I definitely will have more, because believe it or not, I did read every message. I did see every thumbs up, every thumbs down, every, what are they called? Reply animations or graphics or memes and shit like that in Discord. And again, just a big thank you to all the admin team. A massive thank you to the players. More importantly, the freaking players who showed up and gave it their all. We saw some amazing games out of these players, but ultimately, there's that ultimately again. It does have to, it's a pyramid. It's got to have a top. It's got to have a little pointy top where the number one player sits, and atop that pyramid, that ziggurat, that throne of dead units and skulls of his enemies, it is Frost 9, who takes this set 5-1, and with it, the title of, what do we want to call it? The Fastest Chaos Grand Finals champion. And thank you so much to all of you who viewed all of the premieres, who tuned into all of the Twitch live streams, all of the YouTube videos across multiple platforms. There are just so many platforms. There's so much content. And thank you so much for choosing to watch this tournament, again, of which I was a part of. And definitely a super fun thing to get invited to. I can't believe I've just had my channel for 1 year and I've already been casting tournament games like this, because I just love deathmatch so much. And hopefully you guys got a little bit of a taste over the last 2 months or so as to why exactly I love deathmatch so much. And if you still don't know, well, then I can't really help you anymore. But it is just a super fun thing to do, super fun thing to watch. I'm sure not super fun for these two players, or all the players who are the ones who are stressing out and clicking and looking on the mini map, and their eyes go from one screen to another, left and right and up and down and all that kind of stuff. To you, I say a big thank you, and one last time to the admin team and everyone who made this tournament a possibility, a reality. Actually, from possibility to reality, from in potential to actuality. Thank you so much, and until we meet again, everyone, good luck, have fun. And yeah, stay tuned for more, hopefully, tournaments, more fun deathmatch games. And yeah, you guys know I don't know how to end these kinds of videos, and my scripts are usually for the beginning of the video. Although I'm realizing now maybe I should have a script for the end. But until that happens, until we meet again, good luck and have fun. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.